Good afternoon. During this time where we go on our government-to-government tribal consultations, which is what we've been doing over the last couple of days, it is such a tremendous honor to gather with all of you to recognize some of the real great work accomplished this legislative session on behalf of our tribal nations and our American Indian communities. As I often say, that Montana is a shining example for the rest of the nation. I say it again today, not just because how we were able to come together this legislative session, but because we are fortunate to serve alongside the largest Indian caucus in our state's legislative history. 12 members of the Montana Indian Caucus, representing areas from the Blackfeet Reservation in the west to the Northern Cheyenne Reservation in the east, to American Indians living in communities such as Billings, Missoula, and all throughout Montana. They're truly the reason why we're here today. Government functions best when it's representative of the people that we serve. It functions best when our elected officials understand issues firsthand because they see them in their communities. They then bring those issues and concerns to our state capitol and provide those that they serve with opportunity to listen, learn, and find solutions. The Montana Indian Caucus certainly is the example of this shining government. Even when a bill got gutted or seemed to die in the process, the caucus never stopped fighting because they knew that lives were literally on the line and that to choose inaction was simply unacceptable. And they didn't fight alone. They brought so many others along. And that's why today we celebrate the signing of not just one, but 5 pieces of legislation that'll finally start addressing the missing and murdered Indigenous women epidemic, not only in our state, but across our country. Thank you, Representative Ray Peppers, for leading the charge, for bringing Democrats and Republicans together, in making certain that everyone understood that we have a moral obligation to address this human rights crisis. Thank you, Senators Frank Smith and Jason Small. Is Jason here? He might be offended that I called him Jason Smith. But thanks to Senators Frank Smith and Jason Small for getting to my desk important pieces of legislation in this package as well.
Oh man, that's terrible.
To the families of the victims, and to the countless others, and the countless advocates who held our elected leaders accountable and refused to let injustice stand. Thank you. Your courage brings us here today, and it's your continued courage that'll make sure that we keep taking steps to address this crisis in our state's future. I know that if one day this epidemic is unheard of in our state and across our nation, it will be because of all of you. Today we also lay the groundwork in honoring our Native heritage and history. In 2 years, when the legislature convenes again, the flags of our 8 tribal nations will be on permanent display on our state capitol grounds. Our children and our grandchildren and the generations that follow will visit the Capitol and see these symbols of respect and reminders of our past that really does make us who we are today. This Capitol belongs to all of us, and we're ensuring that it represents the values that we all share. And the symbols of respect and understanding won't be just here in Helena. This session, I signed into law bills that create memorial highways named after extraordinary Native Americans who bravely served our state and nation and broke down barriers in the fight for equality. These memorial highways will pay tribute to the courage of Louis Charles Charlot, who raised 2 flags in the Battle of Iwo Jima and later gave his life trying to rescue a fellow soldier. Pay tribute to Minnie Spotted Wolf of the Blackfeet Reservation, who was the first female Native American to enlist and serve in the Marine Corps. And Dolly Smith Akers, who broke the glass ceiling as the first Native American woman ever elected to our Montana legislature. Their achievements will be forever on display as we travel the long roads and scenic highways of our state. I want to thank Representatives Weatherwax, Barr, and Smith for their work to give these deserving Montanans and Native Americans a memorial celebrating their lives. I look back on the great work we've done this session and in previous sessions for our Indian communities, from job training and business development, from language and cultural preservation, from healthcare and suicide prevention. These are not small things. They matter, and they matter to people all across our state. So today is the day to celebrate what we've accomplished, certainly, but also to double down to know that we still have a lot more to do. And I and many of the folks in this room, I know that you'll never rest on the past successes. I'm pleased to be sometimes a leader, but always a partner in all of these efforts. So thanks for being here today, and now let's sign some bills. First bill we'll sign is House Bill 20, an act revising laws related to the reporting of missing children, requiring reports to be filed in certain custodial interference cases, and amending laws.
Fine.
Do you want to say a couple words about this bill, Representative?
I just feel like it was such a struggle, and I'm proud that I carried it for the people of Montana.
Did the family want to move over a little?
Get a little behind me.
There you go.
Too. Center up.
Perfect. All right. If one of you wants to go on the other side really quick.
I got plenty of room over here. I've never been needing.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Everyone look over here, please. Perfect.
Representative Peppers, if you...
Yeah,
He does.
This was House Bill 21, an act establishing Hannah's Act.
Yes. Hannah's Act is for the people of Montana, and it was our battle, and I'm so proud that it has passed into law.
did we stop for pictures? Did I mess that up?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
House Bill 54, tell us what it was.
Okay, this is law enforcement to accept all reports immediately, not within 48 hours. They can be reported immediately.
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Can't give you an extra gift to Hannah's family. You just got that.
This is House Bill 158, revising Purple Heart Scholarship Program.
All right. 1, 2, 3. We'll look over here. Perfect.
It wasn't just I can't, it's because you're a veteran. You're always there. Yeah.
This is House Bill 254, the Flag Circle Bill. Do you want to say something about it, Representative?
It's a pretty big honor for me to be able to do this for our people. It's well overdue, and I'm going to be really happy when this happens.
Who's trying to hide?
Great.
Really? A little shrinking violet.
You are?
All right, 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Good job.
House Bill 717, establishing the Louis Charlo Highway. Do you want to say anything about it?
I believe in my first presentation of this bill, I was actually surprised to know that there were 2 flag raisings, and it made me pretty proud to know that this person was from my area almost, kind of. He's actually from my district, so I'm really proud to be able to do this for him and his family.
Everyone look over here, please. Perfect.
Sort of keeping the kindergarten classroom.
This is House Bill 632, introduced by Representative Barr. What it is, it's an act requiring a decennial report on the economic contributions and impacts of Indian reservations to Montana. And from my perspective, at least, she asked me to talk about it, not her.
Thank you.
But from my perspective, actually recognizing that this is more than just, the tapestry of our state, and it's more than just government relations, and it's more than self-determination, but it also has a significant impact on this state. So I think it's a great first to have, Representative, for sure.
All right, everyone look over here, please. Perfect.
Congratulations, Representative. Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah. House Bill 748, and I'd mentioned establishing Mini Spotted Wolf Memorial Highway in Poudre County. Yes, please.
Okay, Minnie Spotterwolf, just like the governor had said, was the first Native American woman Marine. And in August, during the Heartview Indian Days, which is the second week in August, the ladies, our military ladies that are from Blackfeet, want to put on an honor for this woman. They're going to honor their own, so everybody would be invited when they do that in the second week in August.
Good seeing you. Senator Smith, Senate Bill 40, requiring OPI to create and maintain electronic directory photograph repository. Do you want to talk a little bit about the bill?
The idea come up in the State Tribal Interim Committee, and when we requested the Attorney General to bring in a list of people that's missing, he had 5 pages of them. 1 picture is all he had. You know, and how do you explain when you go to looking for a kid? Well, he's about 5'2", and about 100 pounds, and maybe wearing blue jeans. You know, that covers a lot of kids. And so we decided we'd go for this, and this was great cooperation from OPI, the Department of Justice, the Governor's Office, and it was one of the bills that you worked hard at. It died, it come back, it died, it come back. And so we finally got it through. And I appreciate getting this far.
You bet.
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank you. Senate Bill 212, revising payments to tribal colleges.
Senate Bill 212, the tribal colleges were always kind of like an afterthought because our genesis was different. We weren't built by the state. We didn't come in, we created by the state. But we still serve a real strong role in the Montana educational system, the MUS system. But we were having to reimburse instead of making a payment, so it really messed with the budgeting of the tribal colleges. This way we're on par with the 3 state colleges, and we can look at going forward from that, so we can budget now. Before we couldn't.
Yeah, and you know, we take for granted that we have these 7 tribal colleges. There is no other state that has as many tribal colleges. In addition, like this, we got money for the HISET, which is the high school diploma equivalency. Got apprenticeship programs going in 5 of the 7, so it's really incredible work that gets done there. And thank you for making sure that payments that they should be getting.
All right, over here, please.
You like flash 9 times and then 1 picture is strobe light dance. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Senate Bill 312. Tell us about it, Senator.
Well, it came about by looking for solutions for some other problems, and it was addressing something that many people in my area wanted, was a centralized location to actually be able to go with missing persons information. So what we put together was the opportunity to develop a system where you can report non-official data, do it really fast, and keep it updated. Pretty simple.
1, 2, 3.